Hello there. I'm going to talk to you about one of the great female writers of the 19th century. And you would have heard of her most famous book, of course, Frankenstein. In fact, it's become so much a part of modern culture, from sci-fi and fantasy and horror genres. Many people mistakenly refer to it as Frankenstein's monster, but the book is actually called Frankenstein. Despite it being enormously well known and famous across the world, particularly for many cinematic versions, very few people have actually read this book, and unfortunately most of the film versions don't do justice to the book at all. It is actually quite a brilliant and very philosophical book, although you wouldn't get that impression from many of the films about it. And amazingly, she was only 20 when it was published. She went on to write several other books, including some travelogues. But she didn't live to be very old. She died at 53. But this book is really quite amazing, not least because she was writing at a time when women found it very difficult to get published, and in that time still a lot of women weren't allowed to become properly educated in the way that men were. So this work really proves that women are just as capable of producing great works of literature as any men are. And it really is a great work of literature. Although, as I said, you wouldn't get an impression from many of the films based on her book. So, if you haven't read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, I strongly suggest you get a copy. It's not copyrighted anymore, so there's lots of cheap editions you can get. I think probably a Wordsworth edition would probably be one of the cheapest, and you'll pick it up secondhand without any trouble. But yeah, it is very well worth reading, and I highly recommend it. So, thanks for listening. That's all for today. Bye-bye.